Espresso machines look amazing sitting on a kitchen counter, but they are expensive, bulky, and honestly overkill for a lot of people who just want a strong cup of coffee at home. So a question that comes up constantly is whether you can skip the machine entirely and make espresso using a French press instead, since most coffee drinkers already own one. The short answer is no, but the longer answer is far more useful, and that is exactly what this video is about. We're going to explain why true espresso can only ever come from a dedicated machine, then walk through exactly how to make an espresso-like drink using your French press, including frothy milk for homemade lattes and cappuccinos. We will also look at another cheap brewer that might actually be an even better option if espresso-style coffee is what you are really after. Let's clear this up right away, because it's the question most people are really asking. It is not possible to make real espresso in a French press. Espresso is defined by the brewing method itself, not just the flavor or strength of the final cup. It requires a dedicated espresso machine that forces near boiling water through very finely ground coffee at 9 to 10 bars of pressure, which works out to somewhere around 130 to 150 pounds per square inch. A French press simply cannot generate anywhere close to that kind of pressure, no matter how hard or how fast you push the plunger down. What you can do, though, is make a small, intense espresso-style cup of coffee using nothing but a French press. It will not technically be espresso, but it can come surprisingly close in strength and overall character. And for most people brewing at home, that is exactly what they are actually looking for in the first place. To understand why these two brewing methods produce such different results, it helps to compare them side by side. French press coffee uses a coarse grind that steeps in hot water for anywhere between 4 and 15 minutes, depending on how strong you like it. Espresso uses an extremely fine grind and is forced through the coffee bed in about 30 seconds total. That speed, combined with intense pressure, is the entire reason espresso tastes the way it does and looks the way it does. The defining feature of espresso isn't just its intensity. It's a thin layer called crema, that golden brown foam that sits on top of a freshly pulled shot. Crema only forms when coffee is brewed under genuine, sustained pressure, which is something a French press simply cannot replicate, no matter how fine your grind is. So while you can absolutely chase the strength and boldness of espresso using a French press, that signature crema layer is one thing you will never be able to recreate at home without a real machine. Here's exactly how to make a strong, espresso-style cup using the coarse grind you'd normally use in a French press. Most espresso recipes use a coffee-to-water ratio of about 1 to 2, but for French press espresso, you want closer to 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. This leaves you with a cleaner cup with less sediment after pouring. Use 15 to 20 grams of coffee per person, with 3 to 4 times that amount in water. Add the coffee to your French press and pour in water that's just off the boil. Stir vigorously for 10 seconds, then let it steep for 4 minutes. At the 4-minute mark, give it 2 or 3 gentle stirs to push the floating grounds down to the bottom. Let it settle for another 2 to 4 minutes, longer if you're using a dark roast, and shorter for a lighter one. Plunge the filter down just barely below the surface of the coffee to avoid stirring up the settled grounds again. Then pour gently so the sediment stays at the bottom of the press. If you'd rather use a finer grind, the process is a little different and noticeably faster. Keep in mind that finer grounds are more likely to slip past the French press filter and end up at the bottom of your cup, so this method takes a bit more care. Bring your water to a boil and let it cool for about 3 minutes. Add 15 to 20 grams of coffee per person to the French press, then pour in your water. Stir vigorously for 5 seconds and let it steep for just 1 minute. After that minute, give it 2 or 3 gentle stirs to knock the grounds down. Then let it settle for 1 more minute. Plunge the filter down just below the surface, again being careful not to disturb the settled grounds, and pour gently. The result is a small, intense cup that you can drink on its own or use as the base for a homemade latte or cappuccino. One of the best things about using a French press for espresso-style coffee is that the exact same tool can also froth your milk, with no extra equipment needed at all, which is a nice bonus. Start by heating your milk, either on the stove or in the microwave, whichever is easier. If you're using the microwave, keep in mind that milk heats faster than most people expect, so start with 30 seconds, give it a stir, and continue in 10-second increments until it's hot but not boiling over. On the stovetop, stir occasionally to stop a thin film from forming on top, and pull it off the heat the moment you see steam rising, well before it actually reaches a boil. Once your milk is warm, fill your French press about halfway with it. Insert the plunger and push it up and down repeatedly, almost like a pump, until the milk roughly doubles in volume, which usually takes around 1.5 minutes of steady plunging. Pour the frothed milk gently into your cup. If you want a clean, defined layer of foam on top, hold back the bubbles with the back of a spoon while pouring the liquid underneath. Then spoon the foam over the top right at the very end. As good as the French press can be for this, it does come with a few annoyances worth mentioning. Mainly sediment ending up at the bottom of your cup, and the extra waiting around for grounds to settle before you're able to pour. If you want something closer to espresso with a lot less fuss involved, the AeroPress is genuinely worth considering. It's a compact, affordable brewer that has become a favorite among people who want strong, espresso-style coffee without owning a full machine or dealing with the cleanup that comes with one. Because of how the AeroPress filters coffee, you don't have to worry about grounds slipping through into your drink, and there's no need to wait around for sediment to settle before pouring. It also generates noticeably more pressure when you plunge it compared to a French press, which puts it a meaningful step closer to real espresso in terms of texture and overall intensity. And unlike the French press, which really only performs well with a coarse grind, the AeroPress lets you experiment freely with any grind size you prefer, fine or coarse. For anyone who wants to push the AeroPress even closer to true espresso, there's an accessory worth knowing about called the Fellow Prismo. It's an aftermarket pressure-actuated filter and lid built specifically for making espresso-style drinks with a standard AeroPress. Its stainless steel filter allows the coffee's natural oils to pass straight through, which gives the final cup noticeably more body and texture, much closer to what you'd actually get from a real espresso machine. And if you still prefer paper-filtered coffee for a cleaner, lighter cup, the good news is that standard AeroPress paper filters work perfectly fine with the Prismo as well, so you're never locked into just one style of brewing. It's a small upgrade, but for anyone chasing that espresso character at home, it makes a real difference. So can you make real espresso in a French press? No, not technically, since true espresso depends entirely on a level of pressure that a French press is simply incapable of producing. But can you make a small, strong, espresso-style cup of coffee with delicious, frothy milk using nothing more than a French press you probably already own? Absolutely. And now you know exactly how to do it from start to finish. If you want something even closer to the real thing without spending money on a full espresso machine, the AeroPress, especially when paired with the Fellow Prismo, is genuinely worth looking into. If you want to go even deeper into any of the methods covered today, be sure to check out our website, where we cover all of this in more detail, along with our recommended gear. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more coffee content just like this.